Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
All right, I'm going to follow your lead. Michael Cal taking a sip of coffee or tea. What did you have there a second ago, sir?
Hello. Just checking my volume. It changes when I talk to you there and changes there, so I got to put up a little higher.
Well, good afternoon. I just give you a little cheers. Did you have a sip of coffee just now or tea? What was that? Or was it?
It's actually I go to Costco to buy coffee. And there used to be one. Costco's great, but their coffees are pretty good. But they used to have this Italian one called Lavro, which they don't have right now, at least in Georgia, which is really good. They had one called like Kona, but it's not really Kona coffee, but it's really good. So now I had to switch to one called like Blue Mountain, which is not really Blue Mountain, but it's really tasty. It's dark, and if you do a drip on it, it's really good coffee.
Okay, well, I'm from Starbucks. Besides the K-Pods, I get the bag of beans. It's a French roast, Starbucks, and I grind them myself and I put them in the K-cup. But I love dark coffee too. So I love the Sumatra from Starbucks. I love the Cafe Verona from Starbucks, and there's one that's yellow, that Cafe Bastillo, that I don't get too often, which is amazing. But okay, thank you for sharing that, Michael Cal. Welcome to your show. Please say hello to everyone today.
Hello. All dear friends of Jill. Really her show, but she's so kind to let me.
It's your show. It's not my show. I just help move things along. It is your show, Michael Cal. Please say hello.
Hello. And we are coming from the New Jerusalem today. Because you and I have, I think, 5 more shows. At least that's what Ashley said.
Okay.
And some are 2:30, some are 1. I wrote them all down, so I don't know if they're right or not, but I wrote down what she told me. So if we have a problem again, we know it was the wrong day, wrong time she told me. But since we have some more time and we've been talking about a lot of things, I want to give people some information, based on my personal experiences, both as a human being and as and the angelic wisdom and stuff. Because it's time that people hear a little bit more about how things probably are, the closest models we have, because it makes it a lot easy. And one thing that we've learned over the years is, everybody talks about one God. Nowadays, okay. In the old days, they had major God and little gods, but now we have angels, and demons and all those things. And what happens is I find that that when people start studying religion per se, not comparatively, but for the similar things, you find out that a lot of things that aren't very useful creep into it, and the people swear it's true. But actually, even if you look at scriptures, it's not exactly how people tell you it's said. Okay, and when people talk about scriptures, you have to realize they have a political purpose too. All of them, okay? Because everyone wants to justify God's on their side, which clearly could be true in some ways, but not in terms of to the war going on and some things. And and so how we look at the Bible is, it's like one of the better books, actually, is from a more psychological point of view. I'll give you an example, and people are gonna probably get pissed off for saying this, but I don't really care, because they have to pay for what they believe. And and if you think about it, this is particularly true with Jesus' teachings. If you look at Jesus, and forget whether he's historical or not, it's not relevant in this particular question. He was, but it's not relevant. Is that if you look at what he taught, you can apply it to yourself. When he talks about legion, remember we talked about legions, they cast out the legions of that guy and one of the pigs, and then drowned themselves. Well, that's easily see that at a higher level, not a historical level, not a moral level, but at a higher level. He's talking about the fact that we are full of demons, all of us. And what are demons? Well, they're not what people think they are. They're false beliefs.
Yeah.
And they're always limiting beliefs, as they talked about him being trapped in a great, in a tomb area, going to leave. And so you start looking at things as how they apply to us, as everyone has an angel inside that's working, and that's the real us. Okay. Our bodies and our minds are from the material world, and they're necessary, but they're transient. And so the key is growing, not your soul, because if you actually read the Bible, it said God breathed in the breath of life and man became a living soul, which means he became conscious and self-aware. Okay, so soul is a sort of difficult word. Spirit is not a problem. God's all spirit, God's formless. Yes. Right? He's formless in essence, and it's not just a he. Godness, which is he and she is blended together, is formless. And so, I mean, people say it's intelligent, so it has a mind in the sense from our words. So the true purpose of of Jesus' teaching was to show us how to improve our contact with God. And remember, we talked about the Kabbalists say that creator, because they don't know what creator is, so they just use it's called language of the branches, human common words to express it, which aren't really right, but they're the best they can do. And so something creating, the universe is mental in a sense. I mean, it's still physical, but it's mental, and it's created. And if you look at it, it's all lawful. Nothing happens outside of law in this universe. Even in quantum mechanics, there may be some uncertainty of how we observe, but the law always works. Okay, and so the Kabbalists teach, I think is really good, that is all the creative substance source does is to give goodness to the world. People want to use love, but in English, love's a bad word because it has a lot of different meanings. But goodness, we know, is that the Godhead wishes all of us the best they could ever be. And he made creatures to receive, God made creatures to receive that goodness. Okay, and so there's only goodness in the universe. I mean, it manifests in the physical world. You see, so then you get the question is, okay, that's true. If God just loves, cares about everybody, like a mom cares about all their children, or a father cares about the family, something's wrong here, and so you say, well, what about Satan? What about the evil? Well, actually, evil is not a primary symptom or a primary substance. It doesn't exist. It's all there's goodness. But we have a choice, and the angel within has a choice because it's growing up, but has to use the mind of the vehicle. It's connected to God, but it's the mind of the vehicle. And so what's the problem? Problem is you can use goodness in two different ways. Okay. You can use goodness for your own good solely, your own benefit, which unfortunately is the natural thing for most humans to do.
Okay.
Vehicle. And then you could use it like a mom takes care of her child. Even when they're bad, she still loves them usually. And I mean, that gets carried away sometimes, like with Putin, but it's still a fact. And so if you use what the goodness God gives you, take what you need, take whatever money you need, whatever things you need, God says, ask and you shall receive, and you will. But you got to ask for the right thing. Ask for the wrong thing, guess what? You get the wrong thing. I mean, it's, God just gives.
Yeah.
And so that's what the issue we have to work with. And so what happens is, if that's true, which it is, maybe in the next shows I'll explain why I know that's true. But what it means is that God is in everything. The source manifests goodness, but goodness ends up making the physical world, making how everything works, all the laws of nature, how atoms and quantum work, how our minds work, our mortal minds. It's all directly under the sway of God. But we have a division here called the physical that angels don't have to worry about, usually. Our patriarchs, guys that are really evolved, don't have to worry about it. But we have to worry about it. And so what happens with people is they don't feel that God is inside them. And if you actually look at how godness works, I mean, from our perspective, what do you got to work? God observes, God knows, God makes you feel present because God's everywhere. There's transcendence. You can move up and down a scale, okay? Being closer to God or further away from God. And God observes, and God cares. So all of us are connected, no matter how you look at it, with the essence of God, because everything is of God. The atheists can argue what they want. They can go to hell if they want. I don't care. Because they're wasting an opportunity. And if you waste it enough, guess what? Your angel leaves you. And then you just end up being not an eternal being anymore. That's the best punishment. You lost a gift God gave you because he gave us all a gift to become immortal and then eternal. So people don't remember it. People don't feel that. You can go to church and spout off whatever you want to say. Jesus said this, Jesus says that, and I believe in Jesus, I believe in Torah. Who cares? It's the personal thing we need to open up. We need to open the channel to our vision of the source. Okay, now we're going to have pictures of it because we're noun creatures, right? We like pictures. We don't really understand formless. So that's okay. So you make a model of God. I think it's a family. It's a good one because it fits us better. But you can make another one. That's okay. And so if people would just realize that you cannot have things work with law without some kind of intelligence in the universe that is on your side, and it's so much on your side, it'll give you exactly what you asked it to give you. which is a problem for us because we're supposed to, learn that God is on our side. Okay, he will help us. It doesn't mean our life's nice, may not be nice, but we're doing something in God's plan. And so people have been brought up, as we talked about before, as babies, been taught to be perturbed. Money, these things, all these fleshly things of the world will make you happy. And I don't know anyone yet that I've met who's actually happy with taking things of the world. If you're rich and have good dinners all the time, it's not pleasurable anymore. In fact, just pain a butt, like go down and dress up in your clothes, like in those days, and you have to go to dinner, some fancy dinner every night. I'd hate that. I'd say, give me a peanut butter sandwich, will you? And so people, we need to help people learn to realize that, if you ask for it, you'll get it. But that means you have to change what you're asking for. If you want to have illness, I'm not saying it's not physical, okay? If you want to have propensity to be ill, get cancer, be poor, be rich, everybody hates you, all those things that are negative are restrictions on what we can be, even our machine. And so unless one opens up and realizes, well, God's just goodness, and God projects that everywhere, but we have to know how to use it. And so if we have to realize that behind every illness, behind every bad thing we think about, every bad feeling we have, there is a problem that we're not in sync with the source of the universe.
Interesting.
Nobody tells you this, okay? Church doesn't tell you this. And you say, believe in Jesus. I don't believe in Jesus. I don't need Jesus. But that's a different story. But it's not that. It's that what, if you listen to what his words are and really look at it, like, for example, when Jesus told his disciples, wherever it was, that, you need to deny, you need to learn to deny yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What the church people think, or the Puritans thought, where you can't have fun.
Yeah.
Jesus never said you can't have fun in life. You can't love a woman, kiss her, and, and appreciate her, take care of your children. But God said you have to deny what is not true.
Mm-hmm.
And all these things we think that are bad for us, really are not good, are not true. Because they can't be true unless they're synchronous with what God wants us to do. And that's our corporal minds, okay? The things of the world that are creating all these illusions, because we're taught to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why spiritual healing works.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's some underlying reason, in the plan that this particular person had to go through this for their better growth. But that's unusual. But you got to open to it. And you can't just go out and say, oh, I'm going to be practice a secret, and I'm going to visually just do this. That's crap, unless you really understand it. But if you just open yourself and look within, you start paying attention to what's in, which means, oh, I'm angry with Jill right now. I'm not, but I'm angry with you right now because she was nasty to me. My mind, okay?
Of course.
So, why should I think about that? Why don't I just look within and go, maybe she had a bad day. I need to radiate kindness to her, and happiness to her, because she probably needs it more than I need it right now. So why should I be selfish? And it's as simple as that. But people don't want to ask God, which they are made up of, okay? I mean, who do you think looks through your eyes? It's God in individualized form, which is your angel within, really, but has your body to deal with. It's very straightforward, I think.
Yeah.
And I think this is important because one of the things I'm going to do when I'm closer by to you, speaking, and is that talk about this whole matter at a large scale about healing.
Yeah.
Healing is not hard. Jesus could heal, and we have some idea how he did it. Because he could arrange your inner self for you. If you wanted it a little bit, and and try to show people that what's important and what's inside. But if everybody looked inside, there'd be enough. Enough. I mean, we'd probably stop having overpopulation eventually. There's not enough to go around physically. But life would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? If everybody had a decent standard of living, everybody worked. It could work. They didn't have gone steel. In society has moved up. God has taken away, sort of in a sense, in the new Revelation, taken away the ones that aren't any good. So the ones that are left, I'm not saying it's true, but ones that are left, are altruistic. And their nation is no better than other nation because we're all one stupid race. And I say stupid because we are, because we don't see what's obvious. But God still loves us.
Yeah.
And if you just practice, you basically practice things. I wonder how it feels if God's inside me, seen through my eyes, although I'm individualized. How does it feel? What would I rather do? And a long time ago in my experiences, is that I was doing all this hypnosis and deep trance work and stuff. And so I got to this place. I was working with a friend of mine and stuff that he and I were talking at a really high level. Okay. And I said, go, just move up. So I disappear, and look what's around you stuff. And he did that. I said, okay, I'm going up there and look what's around. What I found is that when we're separate, which we have to be to talk to people and grow, you and I can talk together.
Yeah.
But when you get up to the Godhead, which is the highest in our universe, not the source, but the highest we can get to right now, at least, everything is seen through your own eyes. But it's not like Jill's eyes or Michael's eyes. You're seeing it through God's eyes at the level we can see it. But God doesn't have anybody to talk to. So that's why we're here, because the images want to deal with each other too. You see, but when you can experience that everything is just seen through one set of eyes, and then you say, well, yeah, but that's okay, but I want somebody to talk to. I want to see it. I want Jill to see it through her eyes, me see it through my eyes, and they're separate eyes for our perspective. But then we can share about how wonderful this thing is and how great it is and how nice it is that, moms will hold their baby and nurse them because they want to love them. Or the dads are nice because he's disciplined the kid because he's going to get in trouble if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Instead of so bad like it is, some Trump, arguing over Biden, who's just as bad another way, stealing all our money anyway. I mean, how can you be a politician and have $5 million houses all over the world? Unless you've taken graft, right? So they're not, but maybe God works through them too, but they won't let it work. They just use the power that He gives us to do bad. Our perspective, which is hurt people one way or the other, or destroy things. They're destroyers. They just use two different parties to do it. It's hard, I guess, one party to do it itself. So, how much time do we have left?
We have 8 minutes left.
Oh, your timer was off.
I just gotta look to the right. Yes.
A totally unrelated question for you. May I ask you just a technical question?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm trying a different camera. This is my Dell, high definition one, and I'm using my hyper mic. Does it work okay?
Yeah, you sound great. You look great. Go ahead.
So I'm doing that. But what happens is sometimes, like, I go on Zoom if it's like a big meeting, then the picture I see would be the picture you would see. But sometimes when it's separate, like just one person on, is that like my picture doesn't look right on Zoom, like has too much light, but it's not my camera. It's not my screen because I got to set.
Is it when there's multiple people on the screen with you?
But only one, so it's two.
So just like right now, how do you look on your end and your eyes?
I have to look because you're much more prettier than I am.
No, I have a side by side like the show.
I was just looking at you.
No, keep it side by side so you can see.
No, I'll make it side by side. Let's see.
Your skin is glowing. Did you get a facial? You look. No, the lighting looks great.
I don't see myself. What I got hit?
Let's see.
View.
If you go to the top right corner and click the screen, it says
show self view, maybe.
So view. I'm in gallery.
Okay.
There's a gallery view. There's a speaker view. I see you big and then I see me little. Then there's hide self view. Okay. I just see you right now. So you have hit show self view. So go to that right corner.
Oh, there it is.
Show self view. And then you could do speaker or gallery or immersive. What's immersive? Okay, now that we're looking, what is immersive?
That's when God surrounds you. You're like you're in the womb again.
Immersive view. Gather everyone in the same view. Participants using older versions may see others with a dark background. What is that?
I don't know. You see, but I don't know how you see me, but when I see me on my screen, it doesn't look the same if I was looking at my screen with camera on.
Really?
Yeah, it's much more fuzzy. It looks a little foggy. It's a little
fuzzy looking.
Well, it's not that it's foggy.
Are you sure then your HD cameras, are you sure your video is actually using, click the screen, go to the bottom from video. Don't hit stop video like me. There should be a way to make sure you're using the right camera, because it may be, I think you look great. See, right now I'm high def, but whenever I don't use the high def, I look blurry. But there's two different cameras, and I wonder.
So Zoom has a control too. Okay, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Okay, it's on the Dell webcam. Then blur my background, choose virtual background, choose video settings, maybe.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well, it still looks, I mean, background, everything's perfectly clear. Like you see
Yeah.
those little statues and the skeleton, like got that fixed.
Uh-huh.
But for some reason, I don't know what's on my thing. Is it doesn't look like if I just caught my camera up. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
It's weird. So let me see if I'll go down and touch for a little light. Yeah, it's not even light. It's not the light one.
The light looks good. Here, I see.
Let's try touch up. Maybe I'm making myself ugly. Or the news one. Is that better?
Good. You look just as good. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it a change. Your light looks a little darker, maybe. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'll adjust up a little bit. It's on HD. Okay.
it
So
says, okay, so you are HD. It's weird that you don't see it.
because John Michael never said anything about that either. You know, when he's trying to adjust, my stuff, to the screen there, so it fits to his software. I don't know. It's high resolution screens. It doesn't matter. I'm just curious because you're a genius.
I'm not a genius, not with the tech stuff at all. Like, yeah. Oh, not at all. When it comes to the tech stuff, I say, what? And that's why we have our tech guy.
Yeah.
We call him Celery. He does all the stuff at the job. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, what? Click what? He's like, this wire, that cable, that setting. And I'm like, huh? People have different brains. He's got a genius brain in that light. I have genius brain in another way. Yeah. Okay. But I think it looks great. But interesting because when you zoom, do you also know, since we're just totally talking off topic, I don't have the updated Zoom version because it affects our cameras, but I don't know if you have the latest and greatest updated Zoom version, but you can blur your background.
It can have blur, but I don't want to blur my background.
But can you do it? Okay, I'm just
No,
saying.
I'll try.
Some people choose to do that. They say it looks better. I mean,
I like to see my skeleton.
Me too.
I'll have skeletons in our closet,
I'm gonna try immersive. Okay, go ahead.
See does that make me look better though? Or does it look the same to you?
It just looks like
Fake.
you're cut out. It looks like it looks like fake, like, right?
Now let's go back to live with it. I guess people will,
Well, now you got me
John
messing
Michael-
with the views here.
John Michael would tell it, fix it.
Wait, look at this one. Hold on. Just don't laugh. Since you're doing this,
Okay,
I clicked on the immersive view
Okay,
and it's loading.
okay.
It's going to put us in a boardroom. It says, it says, look, Jill DeCleany, Dr. Michael Cal. Do you see anything yet or no?
No.
It's
That'd be
trying to-
cool if they could look at the backgrounds and just pick one and put us
that's-
in the same room. In the same room, it's like a TV show talking.
Yes. That's what I'm trying to see. I'm trying to figure it out. I want to see us in a boardroom. I think it would be so funny. Why is it not working? Cafe. Let's sit in the cafe. Seats 2.
Okay. Yeah.
It's swirling. It's swirling. Come on.
Tablets call that Mesla. It's right above the Kethler.
Why is it not working? Come on. Come on. Cafe. We can sit and we can talk in a cafe next time.
Okay.
I think that's so cool.
Do I have to do anything, or is this you're the boss lady?
No, I don't think if you go to top right and it says view, do you have to choose immersive view?
No, I don't have that. Just have speaker, gallery, hide self view, hide non-video participants, full screen.
Doesn't say immersive. Okay, that's weird.
Maybe I haven't. When we go to
My view says speaker, gallery, immersive, hide self view, where we were earlier.
Because I have a Zoom Pro. I don't have Zoom Business. That might make a difference.
Okay.
I don't know.
I wanted us in a darn cafe. I thought we would look good in a cafe. Okay, we could try it next time.
I might if I just put gallery, I may do it. I don't know. That's okay.
But this is fun. Thanks for letting me troubleshoot with you. I've always wanted to experiment with this stuff, but no one's cool enough. It's like a lot of people just talk, and we do it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want to go in the cafe. Wait.
Now you're in the cafe. Let's see what happens. Oh, there. That's really. See, now it makes me look like one of those weirdos,
Welcome to Zoom. This is so cool.
See, maybe if I had immersive, then it would show up like
the host started an immersive view. Your view is modified because your device doesn't have enough processing power to support the full experience. Wait, are you seeing me in the cafe right now?
I see you with your back. I see a circle.
It's kind of weird. It's like a circle, right?
Yeah, but it's not a circle of me. So I'm wondering if I had immersive, that would.
Yeah, it says your host. Yeah, your view because. Got it. Okay. I'll get you out of the view. Okay, just let me try one more. Okay, let's hold on. I want to see if it does it like this. We're in a boardroom now.
Okay. I like I'm in a boardroom, but
You actually look like you're in the. I look weird. I'm in a circle.
Yeah, how do you get rid of that?
I have no idea. I mean, like
The boardroom is cool, actually.
you actually look better than me. Like you got the cutout right. Why? This is great. I mean,
This would be cool because you could, especially we can make it bigger, like bigger.
yeah. I wish there was more for
The
like.
background works not too bad. It's not too bad moving.
All right. You know what? I'm getting a little hungry. Maybe we should head to the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. It says there's a kitchen view. I'm just screwing around because this is fun right now.
Yeah, this is good.
All right, hold on. Come on, kitchen.
That'd be a funny one if they had a bathtub view with foam in there. So
And we're like, I gotta take pictures of this. This is just so funny. Can I have some
Kitchen's
coffee,
better.
please?
Kitchen's better.
I like, except on my end. I have the stupid circle.
There must be a way to get rid of that.
I don't know. I gotta ask the tech guy. This
Yeah.
is so yeah. Even if I hit, doesn't matter because the chair's there. You just see a stupid circle. Why is my view that way? I don't
know.
like that way.
I mean, clearly, they don't care who the host is because on
Yeah.
side by side, you can't tell.
Hold on. It says manual. Let me see if manual gives me the option to do something to my. No. Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. But do you see that? It's moving me. It's making me. It's still a circle. It's making me smaller. I've never. You see, am I disappearing?
Joy your conscience. Little tiny circle.
Yeah. Okay. It's so. Why won't it stay? Oh my goodness. Am I gone?
No, you're still there.
Fully?
I got to talk to John Michael tonight, so I'll ask him too.
Okay, cool. Oh my gosh. Yay. All right. So back to our review. Oh, we're out of time. We get 2 more minutes left. Let me go back to full screen.
Yeah.
I can't stop immersive view for everyone. Stop.
Yeah, that's back to normal.
This was so cool. I can't believe this. This is actually awesome. I'm so glad we got to experiment with this. Hold on. I got you back in the gallery. So I see you. Good. And I see me a little, but okay. Oh, this is so cool. Wow. Learning. Wow. Okay, cool. How did you want to end today's show? Dr. Cal, what do you have for us? Give us some insight.
If you look for God, we should all be looking for God in the other.
Okay.
Remember Jesus said, to his disciples, you have to deny yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about denying these false beliefs that people have. That money, that power makes you happy, money makes you happy. All the things that we're brought up to believe to be true are false.
Mm-hmm.
Human constructs, which God allows us to do, but they're not actually God's constructs. And if people would think that, imagine that, that where God is looking through your eyes because God is ending and observing.
Yeah.
In a sense, it gets filtered down a lot by the time we get to our brain because we don't really know it.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a lot different because if you really thought if people really thought they had a soul, which I don't like that word because it's misused, but you really had a spiritual body, they would act a lot differently.
Yeah.
So the proof of the pudding, as they say, is that, most of us don't have contact with God. I mean, we have one, but we don't see it. We don't use it. What could be nicer than, walking by if you could? It's probably a little too much. I remember one time I was in Kiev and I watched this young couple walk by, cute little blonde girl, probably about 4,
Mm-hmm.
and cerebral palsy.
Ah.
And I was watching them walk up there and real careful. And the mom sat down and the dad picked up a girl and put it right between her. So mom wouldn't fall down. So I wrote a poem about it, which is kind of nice. I can't remember what it says, but I have to look it up. But I was just thinking, the end thing was, but, I can't remember what the thing was, but it touched me a lot, made my eyes tears because I could see, that anybody says that humans can't be godly is a damn liar.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
And what do you want to do? You want to go over there and cure her, right? I mean,
and
you wish you could cure like Jesus, cure her.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't because we're probably not capable of deciding when we should and when we shouldn't. But man, I want to go over there and fix her because her family, their parents are so nice, and they could learn, and they should probably already learned their lesson. Okay, so now we'll accelerate it a little bit. So.
Oh. Now you got my heart's breaking. Oh my goodness, for all those kids out there. And who are so, we call them special needs, but they're not really, they're just special. They're just different, and they just remind us of who we are. And they're sent to us here on this earth to remind us how to love and how to, but they're not affected. Like, I so believe in that. They just an amazing souls that came through this way, and they're here to teach us, which is so sadly true. Think about it. You think about a little kid who passes away, of cancer. You're 2 years old and you have cancer and you're dying, but that kid they're sent to us to teach us a lesson. And it's just baffling how that all works, but they're okay. We don't think they're okay, right? We feel, but it's their purpose, and they're just so, okay, I'm going to cry over this. Don't want to get into that,
So I need to tell you, there's more angels, the actually working angels that come to earth than people ever realize. Not too many reincarnate for a long time.
Yeah.
This is a really bad job, but they come by when they're needed on a one-on-one basis, not to change the whole world, because you can't do that, but you can help 2 more people become angelic.
Yeah.
Our family become angelic, which is God's goal.
Gosh. Oh, we have to go. I apologize.
Okay.
We're talking.
Okay.
Michael Cal, we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.